It's Transformers96 here with just my thoughts on a couple new products that were shown. The first one's going to be the Hot Toys War Machine Mark II from Hot Toys, of course. And then I will also be talking about the Gentle Giant Mysterio Zombie Bust. Just something that I thought was really interesting and was worth talking about, so I'll be talking about that after I talk about War Machine here. So starting off with War Machine, as you can see, looking very nice. Now, they did show this at the event that they're doing where they're showing all their Hot Toys, or at least a lot of their Hot Toys, from Age of Ultron. That's where the War Machine figure debuted, and where we could all see him. Now, of course, the official images have come out, and here he is. So he looks great. It looks like he's basically a repaint of the War Machine from Iron Man 3. That was just a repaint of the Iron Patriot, basically. That's basically it, although he does have the new articulation, like in the thigh area. In the first one, there's like a panel that flops, rotates up on the thigh, and then you can, of course, drop the legs, and that gives you more range of movement on the thighs there. You can move them up higher. On the Mark 43, it's actually improved a bit. Instead of like one piece going up, I believe like two pieces split up, or it just is one piece, but it goes up even higher or something, that gives you even more range of movement. So I believe that this one has that. So it has a newly designed, kind of thigh piece, with some new decals, and then I believe that everything else is the same, other than his lights in his eyes and chest are white, while in the Iron Man 3 one, they were red. And then you will, of course, get this head sculpt of Rhodes, which is just a repaint of the one that came with the Iron Patriot. So if you have that first War Machine, the die-cast one from Iron Man 3, or the Iron Patriot from Iron Man 3, I really don't think that this is really going to be a figure for you, because especially if you have the War Machine, it's just about the same exact thing from what I can see. This will be, of course, die-cast. I was hoping that it wouldn't be die-cast, though, I have to say, because I want a War Machine in my collection, but I have to say, I don't love the look of this War Machine. It looks like just another armor to me. It doesn't look like anything super special that is War Machine, other than the fact that he's got the silver and black paint. That seems about it as far as this being War Machine. Nothing else screams it to me. I thought that the suit from Iron Man 2, the War Machine suit from Iron Man 2, definitely screamed War Machine to me. The big, buff shoulder pads that he had, just the entire top of his torso and everything was very bulky, and then he had the massive Gatling gun on his shoulder. That's very War Machine to me. While this is just, it's a pretty slim armor. I mean, it's not like it's, skinny or anything, but it's relatively slim compared to all the other armors. And then he's got a gun on his back, which he never used in Iron Man 3. Hopefully we'll get to see him use it in Avengers, because it looks like it could be a cool gun, but who knows what it does. So, it's disappointing that we didn't get to see that in Iron Man 3. Hopefully we'll get to see it in the Avengers. Overall, I think that I'm going to get this, because, like I said, I want a War Machine in my collection. I'd much rather have the War Machine from Iron Man 2. I think that has a much better look, and really that's it. It has a much better look, and that's what I like about it. This one, of course, is going to have superb articulation and die-cast and everything, so it will be pretty cool, though, as a figure itself. This will be apparently it's a Hot Toys exclusive. I'm not sure if this is another exclusive for the Age of Ultron event, or what the exclusive is, like where it's going to be exclusively sold. It should be sold through Sideshow as well, but Sideshow will most likely get limited quantities, and then unfortunately it most likely means that the price will be jacked up a bit. The original War Machine from Iron Man 3 was like $280, I believe, but this one comes with the head sculpt, so it should be exactly the same price as Iron Patriot, because Iron Patriot came with everything that this one comes with, and that was $310, so it should be $310. If the prices are up because it is an exclusive, we're looking at about $340, $350, probably $350, which is a little disappointing to me. I'd much rather pay $280 and get this guy plastic and non-exclusive or anything. So yeah, but having him in limited quantities is, of course, attractive to collectors, so that will be the case with this one most likely. So I do plan to get it. It hasn't gone on pre-order yet. When it goes on pre-order and we get to see the price, that's when I'll make my final decision on this one, I have to say. And he also is scheduled for release between Q2 and Q3 of 2015, which is wonderful. I mean, that's very soon, and considering this is basically a repaint, it would make sense why it's so soon. So I am very happy that we don't have to wait forever just to get a repaint. Now, what else I would like to talk about is, let's see. There we go. It is the zombie Mysterio bust from Gentle Giant. This is a really cool product. Gentle Giant does do busts like this very often, but they are doing like a new zombie villain kind of series of busts as well. And this is just another one that they're doing. It's really cool. I'm not quite sure if these are actually completely based off of a certain comic, or if this is just like what the characters would look like as zombies, basically. Either way, though, I think they have terrific designs. And the other ones have been really awesome, but Mysterio is a character that I love, so that's why I'm really interested in this one. And it's very surprising that they would make this this bust, because Mysterio is, you know, somewhat, I mean, he's not a super main villain, and considering they've only made 4, including Mysterio, I don't know why they pick him, but it is really awesome. As you can see, his dome fishbowl head skull, or helmet has been completely destroyed, and inside is just a brain, which I think is neat. There's blood all around the bottom of there. He has scarring on his chest and everything like that, blood on his finger, and then of course his guts are spilling out. Here's a picture of the back, looking very nice. And this is just such a gross picture. It's just disgusting. That's the only problem I have with this. As much as I like it, and as much as I think it's super unique, it's gross. And I don't know why, but like whenever I'm like looking through these pictures, I always like get to this one and immediately skip it because I just don't want to look at it. So it makes me feel like, how am I going to buy this if I don't even want to look at a picture of it? So I don't know. I do plan to buy this though, just because I love Mysterio, and this is such a unique thing that we'll never get a chance to buy a Mysterio like this in any toy or statue capacity ever again. So, you know, definitely got to jump on it, I think. They have made 3 others, and here they are. They made Magneto, Venom, and Kingpin, all looking very cool. Magneto is a bit plain. There's just some areas where you can see his bone. He's got a skeleton face. Definitely the not so great out of the 4 of them. Then you have Kingpin, which looks cool. I like his big wine glass and how it's filled with blood and an eyes on top of it. I think that's neat. And then I think Venom looks probably the best compared to Mysterio, and Venom I think look the best out of the 4. Venom's really neat. You can see his eye there just because his costume's moving up. You can see his ribs, and just you can see some of his muscles. Very neat. I like Venom a lot, and you know, he's slightly less gross than some of the others, I think, in my opinion at least. But this Mysterio is just looking awesome. I really love it, and I think it's super interesting. Definitely not the typical thing I would talk about, but because it's so unique, I felt it was worth including in this video, where I was mainly going to be talking about War Machine. So yeah, there you go. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on War Machine as well as the Mysterio bust. I, at the moment, plan to get both. Maybe I'll decide not to at the end for Mysterio because he's so gross. But like I said, it's so unique, I can't imagine I'd pass it up. With War Machine here, it's a little iffy for me. You know, because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on this figure because I'm not in love with the armor, and I think that I don't want it to be die-cast. I want the character, I don't need the character to be an amazing figure. I just want it on my shelf so that I know that I have a representation of this character who is pretty important in the Marvel Universe. But, you know, maybe I'll decide to skip this one and try to go for the Iron Man 2 one, because I much prefer that design. Considering this guy is going to be an exclusive, though, I think that I'll be very much rushed to make a decision, and most likely pre-order it, because typically with exclusives, especially with Iron Man, they sell out like nothing, so that's just something that's interesting. I love this picture, too. This is a great picture that, like, takes it back to the old school days of Hot Toys, where they showed you a picture of the figure standing on its base with its accessories all around him. I think that that's really awesome, as well as it shows you him without his lights on, which is how you're going to have him on your shelf, you know, so I think that that's just a great image that they gave with us. As well as, I think the base is really plain. I mean, they're giving us the same base that comes with every other normal Age of Ultron figure, so for a die-cast figure, I would have expected more of a prominent and special base rather than just the average one that everybody else is going to get. And it's just a simple, you know, crotch cradle. So I would have liked a better base with a pole that, you know, would wrap around his thighs, because of course he is, or his waist, because of course he is going to be quite a heavy figure at that. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on War Machine and Mysterio. Thanks so much for watching.